Okay, so you're here because you want to visualize data in Notion, right? Well, unfortunately, Notion does not have an integrated native feature to do that. However, I will show you exactly how to do this with very low effort. Hey, I'm Noah Adams. Nice to see you here. I'm a Notion enthusiast and also a template creator. It's great to have you here. Make yourself cozy, make yourself comfortable, and we'll get right into this Notion page. So I created this finance page. We're going to use this finance page to learn how to create charts and graphs in Notion. So let's just start with creating a couple entries. So this is just a really simple system that I created just to show you what these graphs and charts could be used for, just as an example. So let's see, we'll just start by adding some income and expenses. So let's just say we went to a restaurant, and then we have restaurant, I don't know, let's call it a sushi restaurant, and then we'll say we paid 40 euros for that, and we'll make that a minus, boom, 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 there. And then we have our salary came in, and that's like 1,000 euros, and then we'll have a insurance expense, or let's say rent, minus, I don't know, 400, and then we'll have a birthday gift maybe from your grandma of like 50 euros, and yeah, then let's make one more expense, maybe like groceries, and we'll give that, I don't know, random number, 80, and of course, minus 80. So one thing that I would do here is just to calculate the sum of this so that you see all of your income and expenses, and then you'll see what's left over during like at the end of the month basically. And then let's add categories as well. So we'll start with food, and then we can copy and paste that down to groceries as well. And then the birthday gift will be, I don't know, miscellaneous income, something like that. You can change the colors there if you want to. But now the important question that everyone has is, how do we turn this into a graph? For example, if you want to see your income and expenses as a bar chart, how do we do that? Well, as I mentioned before, there's no way to do this natively in Notion, but there is a website called ChartBase that we can just hop into right here. So all you gotta do is search ChartBase. On Google, it's gonna be this one right here, notion2charts.com. That's the website. I'll have it in the link in the description. Yeah, I'm not supported by ChartBase in any way, but I'll just have it in the description for your own convenience. It's quicker for you to find. But if you do want to support me in some way, there's also another link in the description down below to my template store. There's also a bunch of free templates there if you're interested. It's just, you know, stuff like habit trackers, the stuff you see on my YouTube channel. You can grab it down there for free. Go ahead, check it out. And if you do want to contribute something or pay something, I would really appreciate that. Let's get right back into the video. Yeah, about ChartBase, there is a free trial which is pretty limited in function. So if you do want to use this more and you're more serious about Notion in general, then the Pro plan or the Plus plan costs around $4 a month, which is really solid. Otherwise, I think you have 2 free charts on the free trial. So I'll just show you what that looks like. So you just sign in right here. Choose your account, and there you go. And then to connect up your Notion to ChartBase, you're going to go down here into settings and then into the workspaces. But now I'm connected to a client's account, so I'll change that to my personal one, Noah's Notion. Then we're going to select the pages. I'm going to pick out the dashboard because my finance page is in there. Then after authorizing, there we go. We should be connected, and now we can start creating the charts. You'll see there's a whole variety of different types we can choose from. So for example, we could go for a pie chart, click on next, and then we'll look for a database. And let's just quickly hop back to Notion. The database is called budget, so we can copy and paste that in here. And yeah, so here in the menu, we'll see the budget database has popped up. We can press that. We can go to the next one, and now we can set our x-axis and y-axis. So on the x-axis, we might want the category, for example, and then on the y-axis, the amount. So when we create the chart, I'll create ourselves a nice little pie chart, and then here we'll see the different salaries and incomes and the amounts. And now one thing that you might think is, well, it's kind of weird to have income and expenses in the same pie chart. So we'll go down to the filters, we'll edit the filters, and then add a filter, and then we're going to pick out the amount that is less than 0, and of course that will filter out all of our income and will only show us the expenses. So we'll let that load a little, and there we go. Now we see all of our different categories of expenses. So we've spent 400 euros on rent and 120 on food. Now we can keep on editing and tweaking this. For example, we can change the colors, or if we go to the Y-axis here, we can change the data type to euro. Let's see, euro, there we go. Confirm. And now we'll just get some more data, make it a little cleaner, make it look a little nicer, and there you go. Now you have the currency added to that as well. Yeah, and now the question arises, how do we get this graph into Notion? Well, it's easy enough. You press the green Get Embed Link button, copy the link. We'll hop back into Notion. Let's see, we're in the dashboard now. Let's go back down to our finance page. Now just copy that, create an embed, and there you have it. Your graph is in Notion. You can change the size here like this. There you go. Okay. And now one other thing we might want to do is track our income from different months. To do that, we're going to have to add a date property, of course. And then we're going to add dates to this. So we can, for example, say that all of these were in June. The precise date doesn't matter in this case. And then we're just going to copy the salary 2 more times. Once it might have been a little higher maybe because of a bonus or working overtime or something. Okay, not 12,000 though. Maybe 1,200. And then that looks good. Okay, and then we'll set this one to be in May. And then the last one, that can be in April. All right, so now if we take all of this data and then we'll go back to the dashboard of ChartBase. Unfortunately, the free trial only allows you to create 1 chart, so we'll have to delete this first one we just created. There we go. Create a new one. This time we're going to want to make a line chart, just so you see what that one looks like. We're going to select the budget database. The x-axis this time will be our date, and then the y-axis will be the amount. We'll create the chart. All right, so the data is in, and here you see this kind of like budget line. Okay, interesting. The first thing we want to do once again is filter out the negative values. So this time we want to filter out for the amount that is greater than 0. There we go. All right, and now we see this budget line. We can see that in April we made 1,000, in May we made 1,200, and in June we made 1,050. So that's how this like line graph works, and you can really just play around with all of these different settings. Then remember to get the embed link, copy that, go back to Notion, and paste that in as an embed. And that's it, guys. That's how you get graphs and charts into Notion. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and just get really creative with this. You can track your expenses, you can track habits, you can track tasks, you can track anything that has statistics can be turned into graphs. Yeah, have fun playing around with this, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Drop a like if you did, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.